From the title, I'm sure you guys know it's a very crucial topic because it has to do with our kids. In this video, I will be talking about the educational system here in Portugal, how we went about the whole processes, that is, how the kids got admitted into their schools, as well as how they mingled with the whole system. If this is your first time of coming across this channel, I'm bayoandobi. I make videos about moving into Portugal either for study or for visit, and I also make videos about my life experiences here in Portugal. If this is the kind of content you've been searching for, search no more because you are in the right community. You are welcome. And to my returning subscribers, thanks so much for always coming by. And if you've been getting values from this channel and you have not subscribed, what are you waiting for? Please kindly do it well by subscribing, and don't forget to turn on the post notifications so that you will always be notified whenever I put on any video. Thanks. The educational system in Portugal is of the structure 933, that is 9 years in the primary school, 3 years at the secondary school, and 3 years at the university. While the educational system in my country, Nigeria, is 6334, that is 6 years at the primary school, 3 years at the junior secondary school, another 3 years at the senior secondary school, while the remaining 4 is 4 years at the university. So you can see the differences between the two countries. As an immigrant or an international student in Portugal with a child, it is very important and mandatory that you register your child in a school. The child protection bodies are very strict about it. As long as the child is below 18 years, it is the right of the child to be registered in a school. If you have a child below 6 years old, you can decide to take care of the child at home. But as long as the child is 6 years, from 6 to 18 years, that child must be registered in a school. It is a must, it is their right, and it must be given to them. For example, if you have a child as an international student or as a migrant, you have a child below 3 years old, you can register your child in a private school because there are no public school for ages below 3 years old. But if you have a child that is from 3 years old, we have the Portuguese here have public school that are meant for them. From 3 years to 6 years, it's like a preschool. It is called pre-escolar here. So you can register your child at that age. Then from 6 years to 15 years, it is a primary school, and it is divided into 3 folds. They call it 3 circles. From primary 1 to primary 4, they call it first circle, while from primary 5 to primary 6 is another circle. Then from primary 7 to primary 9 is the third circle. Practically, if you have a child from primary 5 upward, the child can come to school by herself and also go back home without any assistance from the parent. So the educational structure, the 933, that is 9 years at the primary school, 3 years at the secondary school, while 3 years at the university. The 9 years in primary school, the child must be 6 years before he or she can be in primary 1. If the child is not 6 years before September, the child would not be registered into the primary school. The child will have to be at the preschool before before it would be accepted into the primary section. That about that. And the primary school ages are from 6 to 15 years. I remembered when we came into Portugal, our kids were also returned backward, 2 years backward. So if you are coming from Nigeria, we know our educational system, we are faster. The kids would be returned backward. They would place them in the same age mate with their class. So there is nothing like they are biased or anything. It is their rule and they stick to it. When we came, we gave them reasons why our kids should not be returned backward, because they are very good when it comes to their songs, but they never listened. I think we saw reasons now to what they did, and there is no cause for alarm anymore. From the secondary school, they must be from ages 15 to 18 years. And one good thing about their secondary school year is they develop them in such a way that they are already granted. They already choose their courses, what they want to be in life. It's just like being in the university. They've already chosen what they want to go in for when they get to the university. So when they get to the university, they don't have any problem choosing any course they want to choose, because when you have a certificate from a secondary school, you are already defined. Such a student is already defined that it can go out and begin to work professionally. I think it is now left for the child. If he or she wants to further, that is, he or she wants to go into the university, he is free to go or not to go. He can decide to go and work. They are already trained. That is how their secondary school year is. So I'm sure you would be glad if if your child is being trained professionally at the secondary school age. Public school in Portugal is free. You don't have to pay for school fees. The government will do everything for you. It is free. So the only thing you have to do is buy some books, pay their school meals, and maybe some of them that would be going for occasions like excursion. Then those are the basic things that you just have to pay for. But as an international student, you don't have to pay. You have to identify yourself there in the school, in your child's school, and then you would be directed to their municipal. When you get to the municipal, you're going to do some documentations, and there at the process they will tell you what they have to waive for you. And if you don't do that, you are going to buy your books, you're going to pay their kids meal and some other little things. But once you identify yourself as a student, because they have some exceptions you must identify, and that will be taken care of. So education in Portugal for your children is free. You don't have to pay for anything. When you identify yourself as a student at the municipal, then they will tell you those things that you are going to benefit. When we came to Portugal, we never wasted any moment. The following day, we went in search of a school. How did we do it? We just typed schools near me, and immediately schools popped up, and we went to the closest one around us. Fortunately, when we got there, we met the school director, and immediately he registered them in the school. although we had all their documents with us, international passports, their results from their formal schools in Nigeria, and everything that we felt they would ask, we carried them along so that we don't just go back home and start coming back to the school. We were prepared and ready for everything. They were registered and we were happy and we waited for when the schools would resume. But what got us surprised was when they had to return the kids back to a lower class. We were like, no, these kids are brilliant, you can test them, give them any sum, they can do it. But they made us realize that they work with age, and that was how we allowed them. They did all their returnings, and as long as they were registered, we were fine. From findings, I've come to realize that immigrants' children who are older tend not to learn the language easily, and because of that, some of them repeat classes despite they are already returned back to their age groups. They still repeat classes, but then after that 1 year, they are quick in catching up with others. Yes, the language is actually a barrier because they are going to teach them in Portuguese. All their classes are in Portuguese, and they would write their answers, they must answer in Portuguese, and because of that, they tend to be slower. But then after that 1 year, so if you are immigrant, you're coming with your child, be rest assured that he or she, the older ones might not do well, but later on when they pick up, you find out that you have given them the best thing ever. Okay, so the younger ones, they are quick to understand, especially those ones in the lower class. They tend to understand and mingle well with their mates. I think when my kids came here, within 6 months, they've started understanding, and within a year, my daughter can read and write in Portuguese. Don't worry about the language. It's an added advantage to them because Portuguese is an international language, so it's a plus to them. What else can we give to them if not the best? So allow them to be, and they will learn in their own pace. Okay, speaking and writing the language is not easy at all, but imagine them later being your interpreter. You can tell what that means, right? Don't worry about studying in Portugal. It is the best thing you have ever done for them because they are going to be engaged in a lot of activities. I hope this video helps one or two persons. Thank you so much for watching. Bye. Ciao.